Well, hello lovely humans and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I found recently while decor shopping that we are going to call my fall decor haul, even though about 90% of this is stuff that I can use in my home year round. I did buy it specifically for decorating this fall, and if it happens to stay out, then it stays out, and that's, you know, that's fine, right? So I went shopping in a few different places. I went to a place called Spice Market, which is a bunch of shops all collected together in one big space, communal space, and then I went to a new antique store that I'd never been to before, and I had a specific kind of vision in mind of what I wanted to do decorating for fall this year, and it did not disappoint at all. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Now, generally speaking, in my house, I really do like to lean into a lot of neutral colors, and that's something I like to carry over into fall as well. And so when I decorate for a new season, I like to make sure it doesn't clash with my existing decor and also stay on brand, which is basically like textured neutrals. So at the Spice Marketplace, I ended up finding a bunch of faux greenery, which is right up my alley if it's done correctly. I was with a new friend of mine, Michaela. Hey Michaela, if you're watching this, she can vouch for this. I literally squealed when I stumbled upon the vendor that was selling these faux florals. I'm not a fan when faux florals or faux greenery or stems or flower picks or whatnot look really, really fake. And these are so good. Like this set, which is like a off-white ivory holly. I got this set, which is a very muted golden color, which is just really, really nice that it's not too vibrant. And I got this, which is technically it's supposed to be wheat, but it reminds me a lot of just like a dark colored pampas grass without the commitment of vacuuming around it for the next 3 weeks as it slowly sheds everywhere. Because pampas grass is awesome, but it hurts when you try to go cut it. I got rid of all of mine when I moved, and it doesn't store well. So it's not like something that you can just put away into storage and then bring back out. This is a little bit darker than normal pampas grass is, but I'm okay with that. I think when styled correctly, it's gonna work really, really nicely. So I'll probably put all of these faux greenery stems and picks either into jars around my house or like group all of these three in a bucket together after they've been properly fluffed. So it looks like a big old bucket of wheat, you know? Or I can use them to kind of soften up my mantle. I've got a bunch of pumpkins up there. Or I can use them on my tabletop, kind of like sideways in the centerpiece, like this. Or like a mustache. And then the last ones I got were two of these. They remind me of seeded eucalyptus, just without the seeds, based on the leaf shape, because I obviously leaned really heavily into like the rust and tans and like off-whites and stuff. So I thought a nice pop of green would be a really good contrast. It says herb leaf, but like I'm not buying it. That 100% looks like seeded eucalyptus. And I think I already have the perfect jar that this is gonna go into, which you'll see in just a little bit because it's delicious. Next I got this garland. It reminds me of the branch of a willow tree. I snagged this one because of course the rust tones or like the orangey tones are so pretty, but it still has some of that green in there too, almost as if the branch is kind of slowly dying before your very eyes, which sounded more romantic in my head than I said it out loud. I like garlands like this because there isn't much form or shape to them. There's no wire in the middle of this one, so I can drape it off something and it can just kind of like lazily droop over. Or I can loop it together and create something different that way. While I love having wires in floral picks or like fake dried greenery, every once in a while it is nice to have something like this because it's hard to replicate that droopy look when there's a wire in there. You have to like really form it into shape. So I thought this would be a nice contrast to the other garland that I got. Last faux greenery thing, I promise, but I got these. They're faux dried berries that I think would work so well, I'm like talking through it, that I think would work so well for both Thanksgiving, fall, that's the word, and Christmas. I could just see this on my mantle with the pieces hanging down like this, like that could totally work, that's totally a vibe. Or I could see it on the center of my table with the branches kind of going out in each direction, you know what I mean? Does this, you seeing what I'm describing here? I'm just the most descriptive person. It's great. But could you see this with like, pretend this is the tabletop and there's votives going on? It's versatile and it's neutral and I could do a lot of things with it. And the last thing I got from Spice Market, I think that's the name of it, I forgot. My husband threw the bag away already, so hopefully that's the correct name, are these dried gourds. I actually ended up getting 3 of them. Really leaning into that neutral space this year. Like, I personally don't think you could ever get something like this texture from a reproduction. These gourds are actually dried here in Waco, so that's pretty cool that they're local. I love these because technically I could leave them out year round. They don't scream fall, it's more of like a vague nod to fall because obviously you harvest gourds in the fall, but they're not bright orange like a lot of pumpkins are. It's just like a nice little, oh hey, is that a fall accent I see over there? Or is it just normal decor? I don't know, but I like it. That's what these are. So I could either cluster all three of them together in one set and kind of layer them because they are different sizes and different shapes. Or I could just put them in various places around the house. Like it could be a centerpiece, it could be a baseball bat, we've got options. It could be a maraca, which it already has been for my 3-year-old multiple times, so it's just a matter of time until one of these is broken, right? So I think that's all that I got from Spice Market. The next part of the haul is all from an antique store, and 50% of it is amber bottles. We're just gonna get that out of the way right now. I'm gonna be saying the words amber bottles a lot over the next 2 to 7 minutes. I have a problem, not a problem, I'm a collector. I cannot stop myself from grabbing amber bottles. They just seem to fit in every single situation, whether it's on a tabletop or it's on a shelf or it's, you know, on the ground with like beads on it or a sprig of real or faux greenery. They're just timeless to me. So I actually went to this antique store called ABC Antiques, and Karen is the owner and I love her so very much. I hope that we are at the beginning of a beautiful relationship together. So vintage bottles are just my jam, and if I see cool ones that I don't already have in my collection, I'm gonna get them and then I'm gonna tell you guys. So let's just pretend that we're excited that Jamie bought more bottles. But in my defense, all of the bottles that I got are like nothing I've seen before, except for the last set. Those are some that I've seen before, but I've just never been able to purchase. And first are these. They're actually square, which is really, really fun and different than anything that I already have. And I got 5 of them. Let's rip that Band-Aid off real fast. But they used to hold tobacco. And Karen was telling me on the bottom there's a certain amount of dots, and if like the more dots it has on there meant the stronger the tobacco was inside. So both of these have 4 dots, so those were probably pretty hardy tobacs. And this one only has 2, so this was probably less hardy tobacs. I think these will make for great bud vases if I go to the grocery store and pick up a bouquet of fall flowers. Like mums would look so cute in these, either spread around the house or even in a line on my kitchen table to kind of act as a centerpiece of sorts or a table runner. Or I can just cluster them together with my 92 other amber bottles that I already have, just to add a little bit of visual interest and depth and height and texture, if you will. Next on our amber bottle tour, I got like 5 again. But these ones are actually really, really cool. I'd seen them before, but I just never purchased any, and I'd never seen a collection like this. They are poison bottles, which is, I know is not normal for someone to be excited to buy poison bottles, but when you get so many amber bottles, you have to look for a new reason to get excited about them. And this actually has the word poison, all of them do, imprinted on the side of the bottle, as well as some ribbing, and they are an extremely unique shape. So they're like rounded on one side, and they're flat here, where the label would go, which actually this one is the only one that has a label, but look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. I got 2 smaller ones. Again, this one has poison written right there, and this is where the label would have been. And then this little, it didn't break, we're fine. But my heart just stopped a little bit. And then this one is a little rectangular one. Now, I don't think the poison bottles are gonna be something I keep out year round. It's probably a lot more of a Halloween vibe, which I'm totally okay with, to bring these out once a year and not necessarily have them sitting out all year round, but I could always just turn them and no one would know. But this one perhaps is just Halloween time. And I probably won't put any greenery in these or anything like that. I'll just leave them to be their cute little selves by themselves somewhere, just like a little collection of them. Gonna be great. And last on our amber bottle, and last on our amber bottle tour is this Clorox bottle. I've never seen one like this, and I love that it has the little handle to it. It reminds me a lot of like a moonshine jug, or like a, what are this? I should be better at this. I antique way too much to not know words and stuff and things. This one's taller than a lot of the amber bottles that I tend to see, and I like that it actually has like a ribbed, or like a texture, there it is again, on the side of the bottle, and says Clorox across the top. It is a lot harder to find large ones, and this one was only $10, so it had to come home with me. So honey, if you're watching this video, it was only 10 bucks, okay? Like, and I'll just add it to all my other ones, and it's gonna look great in the collection. I could put a sprig in here, I could leave it as is, or I could just group it with some of my other larger amber displays. These next two are not fall at all, but they like fit within the like used neutrals. Ooh, but you know what I mean, like, like, not new. Neutral theme that we've got going here. Got an antique rolling pin with a bunch of signs of age and love and use on it, and the handle doesn't quite fit right anymore, or maybe never did, I'm not sure. And then an old pestle with paint stains and color variation. Also, look how cute that is. She uses old cards for her tags on items. I'd really like to start collecting these and put old wooden utensils in a crock on my kitchen counter to have there all year round. We're just gonna call this part of the fall decor haul because I wanted to show you. I've seen so many of these over the years and I've never snagged one until now, and that is an antique flower frog. These are so stinking fun. This one is obviously a light green in color. Got all these sharp little bits, and they used to be used in floral displays, and some florists still worked with them to this day, but they'd be put in the bottom of a centerpiece, and you would like stick the ends of your flowers down into them. But what I got it for, and what a lot of antique shop owners do so well and so cleverly with them, is to be a little photo holder. I got this, this is another thing that I snagged from her, a little pear flashcard, which is super cute because, you know, harvest pears, apples. Like, I'm pretty sure you harvest pears during this time. I could be wrong, I don't know. I'm not a farmer, but it doesn't matter. This is super cute. It's so small and a little itty bitty nod to fall. Again, without being like an orange pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern just in your face. This is something I could just swap this card out with photos, with other fun vintage flashcards as the seasons change and whatever. So it's a timeless piece, or I could just leave it pear year round. But I love when you take normal things like a photo holder, like those little grabby ones, or the circle ones. There's that wonderful descriptor, again, elevate it or change it and make it just something like slightly cooler, you know? And then the last thing that I got from Karen over at ABC Antiques is so wonderful. It's so good, and I'm not overhyping it. I hope. I got this gorgeous Crock Jug. This piece I've been waiting on for a really long time. I've always wanted, I'm like holding it like a baby. I'm gonna put you up here like a parrot. I've always wanted a crock. I love that these tell a story. I love that you see its age, you see its wear, you see that this was loved and used by somebody. I'm probably gonna put this on our coffee table in the living room and put, I think put one of these in there because I just feel like that combination is so good. It's so stunning. If I had to pick a favorite from all of this, surprisingly, it's none of the amber bottles, and it would have to be this guy, and it would have to be this combo, which is funny because I actually bought this before I bought this, and they just look so good together. Just leaning into that used neutral approach is something that will, I think will suit us really well during this season, and then I think come Christmas, I can swap this out and put like a Christmas tree sprig in there instead. And then the last item is probably the only item that you guys would actually be able to buy, but I am super excited about, because if you guys have been around for a hot minute, then you know that we switched over. I did a video forever ago on like sustainability and the items, reusable items that we use now instead of like buying new items over and over again because it's cheaper, and you throw less stuff away, which is fantastic. And we switched over from regular paper towels to UNPaper towels. The ones we currently have are lemons, like it's a lemon print. It's really pretty. I just love it on my countertop, but it's not fall. So I ended up jumping on Etsy and I found this shop. You guys, I got 2 sets of fall UNPaper towels. Okay, they're so cute. Most of this is like not season specific, so like I can use it all the time. I can justify spending that money, but these are 100% just like fall. Look at, oh, hold on. Look at that. Would that not just make cleaning like that much better if you had this in your hands? I personally think so. So I got this colorful one and then this black and white print. Our kitchen is very monochromatic. It's black, white, and like antique cutting boards. That's all that's in there. So this would fit with the current theme, and this would kind of shake things up a little bit and really draw the eye in and add just a little pop of color. So go ahead and link the shop in the description box below. It's Creekside Kid. So that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's haul. I know it's not super fall specific, but again, I just like to layer in a couple extra cozy tones and textures, the used neutrals, to really kind of switch things up a little bit. I think fall is like a full-on sensory experience. It starts to feel colder eventually, so I've been told, but I'm not sure because Texas is still very hot. Like the smell of pumpkin spices in the air everywhere, chunky knit blankets are tossed out on everything, and a visual feast for your eyeballs as well. So if you guys liked it, jump on down there and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, just go ahead and hit subscribe so we can keep hanging out together. I'd love to have you here. And let me know in the comments how you guys like to decorate your place for fall. Are you like full pumpkin? Do you let people know it's fall, or do you do like the subtle nod? Let me know down below. You can find me on Instagram over at the Jamie Wolfer if you want. You can see some of these like in live action in my house. Okay, and until next week, bye guys.